Woo-wee! I hate to say this, but I'm kind of happy that the world and the economy and everything is going the way that it's going. I gotta go. Real quick, don't judge me, man. Don't judge me. I'm kind of happy. Because eventually, everybody had to come see me. What's going on, my people? This your boy, that's Will Rogers, a.k.a. Master Teacher 33. Quick nugget I need to drop in your lap really, really quickly. Brothers and sisters, the Master Teacher 33. Digital Asset and Wealth Creation class, course, whatever you want to call it. Brothers and sisters, now you got to be real. The economy, what are you going to do without a job? When no human being has a job, nobody has a job, what you going to do? I'm pausing for theatrical effect. What are you going to do? Right now, people, you got other options. What happens when you run out of options? Now, I'm already there. I've been here for 30 years. 30 years I've been here. What have I been for 30 years? I've been doing me. What that mean, though? Well, I had to find my identity. Took me a long time. Well, not really. About 50 years. So depending on who you talk to, that's probably a long time. So right now, you probably are married to or relying upon another frequency, wave, verbal vibration outside of yourself. That's what we were taught. We were taught to go to school, trust the teachers, believe that the teacher had our best interest in heart. Really, and the teacher was there just collecting the check, bro. Then we were taught to believe that the reverend, the doctor, or the bishop had our best interest at heart when they just collecting the check too. We were taught to believe that our husband or our wife, mama, daddy, somebody loved us more than we love ourselves. Now, there's a lot of Negroes, unfortunately, still in that space. That's the reason your boy's here. I've been there too. I used to believe, just like you. Now, there's a difference between believing and being. So most people are believers, they're not beers. Again, pausing for a theatrical effect. Notice I've been doing a lot more Facebook Lives because I'm happy. So why am I happy? Now, my external situation haven't changed. I'm just like y'all, man. I'm still, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know how we do. Our, creative financing. Stop playing. But you have to now. I'm just going to chill, and I'm going to wait for you to come to me. I don't do no paid advertising. 30 years. I'm doing no paid advertising. Really no marketing other than what I'm doing right now. What am I doing right now? I'm doing what I'm called and gifted by God to do. What is that? Communicate compassionately using the love of love. Now, most Alkibidans think love is an emotion. They don't understand that love is an attention to details. See, when you love something, you pay real attention to those close little bitty details. You are a perfectionist. You are obsessed. You are consumed with the person, place, or the thing that you are enamored with. So until you become enamored with yourself, boo-boo, you're in trouble. Now again, I've been doing, what's my enamored reports? I've been doing enamored reports, diaconia reports, service reports, because the word diaconia is a Greek word. Now Google it, research it, you'll find out that the only person in this space is me. Ain't by accident, bro. I was born. So once all the jobs are gone, you can't be nobody else but yourself. See, the only job AI can't do is you. Sure, they can clone you, they can copy you, but Negro, they ain't you. Anybody that know you, they can tell that ain't you. Now the clone will be good. I mean, they can mimic. They can copy. But if you pay real close attention, I like that. You can tell, that ain't Jim Bob. So the purpose of today's message is to make you aware that I exist. So when the shizness hits the fan and there's no other options, I'll be here waiting. When you call me, we're going to go through 3 tiers. Everybody has to eventually come see me. Eventually. Now, you're going to shop around, do you, boo-boo, try all of the other, products and services and information and take all of the other personality tests and all of the other design reports and, do your due diligence, bro. I could have bumped my head last night. Unfortunately, I didn't. But eventually, you got to come, you got to get these 750 pages, bro. 750. 750. Eventually. Now, I recommend you get ahead of the curve. Well, I ain't that busy right now, so I can, pump them out pretty swiftly before the crowd hits. Because, as you will see, artificial intelligence, and I'm breaking down really what's going on, which if you don't know, the coming cataclysm every 25,950 years, now the good old boys know. For some reason or other, most other keeping-ons don't. Again, pausing for theatrical effect. I don't know why, but they say the best place to hide something from a Negro is put in a book. Again, pausing for theatrical effect. That's why I've written over 1,000 books. Pausing for theatrical effect. So, these 3 tiers. First tier. That's what you got to understand the Helios Bilios. Now, unfortunately, most Negroes got religion, but they don't have a true authentic connection with source code, the Big G. They got a low vibrational version of the Big G. Ain't their fault. We all got bamboozled. Most, not all. So the first thing when you come see me is we got to get your mind right. Because right now, you ain't authentic. I mean, not you personally, people you know. But I can tell people that ain't real because they are easily set aside. They don't have something that they're willing to die for today. Now, little Sharons, what? Like my wife, man. You mess with, the kids, man, you got to deal with my wife, man. You know what I'm saying? She don't play when it comes to her little Sharons. Our little Sharons. I ain't mad at her because, hey, hey, we're a blended family. So I got children from my first marriage and children, our blended family from the second. So anyone, my daughter up in Dallas, man, they call me, hey, Dad, man, wow, ooh. Like my son-in-law, I love my son-in-laws. Like my sisters, I love my sisters. They, hey, like I told their husbands. Like I tell my son-in-laws, man, bro, let's keep it real. You got a problem with my daughter, y'all work it out. Just don't put your hands on her and let me find out. But then we good. Now, people say, well, what does that mean? Well, read between the lines. I don't know. We just cross that road when we get there. So, I'm not saying, about to sneeze. I ain't saying I'm some Billy bad blankety blank. I'm saying that there are things in this world, in this life, that I'm willing today. Jail is not an option. So it's either death or destiny. So AI is going to cause everybody to get to that point when it comes to their occupation. Now, a lot of folk going to choose death unconsciously or unknowingly. I don't recommend it, bro. You got another option. The option is to be your true, authentic, God-given self. Number one. Second tier, you got to learn, okay, if I'm me, how do I monetize me? How do I get paid for being me? I'm a happy-go-lucky, jovial. I like to crack jokes. So, I don't really get serious until when you come for me. I know. Don't come for me unless I call you. You feel me? Okay, I'm pausing again for a theatrical effect. So I don't have no problem, man. Like I said, don't come for me unless I call you. And so eventually, everybody got to come see me. eventually. Because AI is going to wipe out everything. Every job except the job of being you is gone. Now, again, I got my popcorn, got my coffee. I'm chilling. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm waiting for you to call me. Because eventually, maybe not today, but eventually you got to call me. Because Google did a report. Just Google it. Google Master Teacher 33. Now, check out all the other options first. Then, you got to come see me. Because what's happening, thankfully, for me, because I'm the only one in this Google Dear Canary reports. Just Google that word, Dear Canary. Then Google the word Cladonomics. Only person that comes up in the universe is me. Now, there's going to be some copycats now that I'm putting out there in the ether because people want to try to get on board. But remember, I've been in this space for 30 years. So you're going to see some newcomers to the game. But they still don't have espiritas. And they still don't have entias. Because if you notice, I'm a little touched. It ain't by accident, though. Why? When you have certainty and clarity of selves or self, why in the hell would you want to be anybody else? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. So you can act a plumb fool because there is nobody else out in the universe that can give you these 750 pages but me. Now, you should be asking yourself, well, Doc, that sounds good, brother, but I don't need these 750 pages because I already have, and then you fill in the blank. You already right now are generating income. And you're generating income or capital or money or wealth or whatever you want to call it through, business or through a job or through retirement. But what happens when all of that dries up? When all of that's gone, now remember, just stick around. I got my coffee and my popcorn, and I'm going to wait for you to call me. I ain't calling you. You got to call me. I don't do advertising and marketing. I don't chase money. Money chases me. Now, why though? Well, I'm the only one in this space. What space? No Negro know who they really are. I talk to people every day. Because remember, I didn't know who I was. Now, I read books. I took personality reports and stuff. But I didn't know my innate attributes and characteristics given to me by God before I came into this body. And when I talk to Negroes, they don't know either. On average. Now, some do, but those are the ones I've already talked to. So now, AI going to take your job. I mean, not you personally, people you know. They're going to take those other people's jobs. And then they're going to have no way to generate capital. Then they're going to get a little concerned. Now, I'm in no rush. I've been doing this for 50 years. I plan on being around for a little while. Unless the big G said, boy, come on up yonder. Then, hey, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Then I pass it out to my kids. Sade, BJ, Kendrick, Nodell, Sheree, Alec Janelle. One of them will pick it up. Then you got to call them. But for right now, y'all, well, what? This is your day, boo-boo. Now, 3 tiers. And you have to go through the 3 tiers to get a level of awareness where you now are money. You don't believe in money. You don't try to get money. You're not making money. You are money. You are a sun. You emit a frequency, a wave, verbs, vibrations that has value. So now you have worth and value in your body. You don't have worth and value because of your degree. You don't have worth and value because you're 6'5". You don't have worth and value because you're black. You don't have worth and value because you're white. See, most people's worth and value comes from outside of the self. Very few, that's a few, but there's very few Negroes who understand who's and who. That's number one. So this is whose you are and who you are. Now remember, people got personality and learned behavior. They don't have innate. So I ain't run across no Negroes yet, unless they've been already and purchased and been through my life management system. Now, thankfully, I've been around for 30 years. Plan on sticking around another 30, 40, I'm going to be around a bit. So you got time. Ain't in no rush, but I'm going to be here. You know what I'm saying? My website, Master Teacher 30. When you're ready, take your time, though. Now, right now, I got the 3 tiers on special, if you want to use that term. But what are we really talking about? Well, let's take a gander, shall we? So when you look at the 3 tiers, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, what are we really talking about? Well, each tier, the first thing you got to do is you have certain innate attributes and characteristics that comes from your blood. It also comes from the dragon lines. Now we call them ley lines, but really they're dragon lines. And then you also have an embedded frequency. Now we call it a constellation. Now that word constellation means constant installation. Now remember, right now, everything is just starting to get a little fuzzy. Right now. Because right now, people's livelihood are being affected by the dominant culture. Right now, them good old boys is playing with your money. So right now, you got savings, you got a JLB, you got a rich uncle, daddy, you got somebody that, hey, man, I need a couple of pennies. What's up, Brother Mwanga? Brother Darryl, what's up, my brother? See, right now, it ain't hit the fan yet. A couple of Negroes get a little scarred, but it ain't hit the fan yet. Now, I'm kind of happy, Brother Mwanga, because the worse the economy gets, the more money I make. Because the worse the economy gets, the more options people lose. So when you run out of options, you can't, other than, maybe McDonald's or Wendy's or fast food, eventually you're going to run out of ways by which to generate this thing that we call capital. And these good old boys, they come out with the new Web3. They're coming out with the blockchain. They're coming out with the crypto. So they're already going to monitor everything already. And so other than the universal, living wage or the, whatever they come up with to assist you, and it's going to be bare minimum. So the only way to generate capital is if you become a sun, if you become a light, if you become so valuable. I got to call you, dog. You are so knowledgeable. What if you're the only person on the planet? What if you become like another Dr. Sebi? Now, I don't know if Dr. Sebi advertised and all that kind of stuff when he was around. I don't remember seeing. I remember him, Dr. Sebi, doing what I did, what I'm doing right now. For 30 years now, Brother Mwanga, 30 years I've been doing this, brother. All I do is just talk about what my most pressing problem was. I was a Negro without a country. I was a Negro with no purpose. I had no reason to live. It is just by the grace and mercy of God that I'm still here and I'm not dead or in prison. Because I did some things, Brother Mwanga, that was not very benevolent, brother. Because why? Well, purpose is not known. Abuse is inevitable. So I just, by the grace and mercy of the big G, whatever you want to call it, thankfully, I had a praying mama, grandmother. But when I was out there, Brother Mwanga, I lived with a death wish because I had no reason to wake up. I had no purpose, no destiny. I didn't have something that loved me more than I loved it. Now, I had my wife, my first marriage, my little shearings and all that stuff, but as a man, Brother Mwanga, I didn't have something that I knew I was the best in the world at. I had a hobby. I had a job, but I could not walk into a room and hold my head up high and look a Negro eyeball to eyeball and say, you got that, but you can't do me, bruh. There's only one MT33. There's a lot of people who use the term. But there's nobody who has my lived experiences and nobody who has my embedded energy. Nobody has my gnosis, my knowledge. Nobody has my inspiritas and my entheos. Now, everybody has their own SME. We're all subject matter experts in our own field based upon the innate attributes and characteristics that resonate with us naturally. It's like something that's called instinct. It's like lions eat meat. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, Brother Mwanga. A lion will just have finished knocking down a wildebeest. And they just laying there chilling. And if an antelope stumbles, unfortunately, by the wrong path, it's going to get mauled. Lions are killing machines. Lions are like automobiles with teeth. Like if you see a full-grown male lion in the wild, it has instinct. It was born by God or created by God, depending on how you want to look at it. I ain't never seen no vegetarian lion, but Mwanga, have you seen one? I'm posing for a theatrical effect. I ain't never seen a vegetarian lion. Now, they say, Brother Mwanga, that the lion is the king of the jungle. Now, who voted? Now, the lion is the king of the jungle because they didn't vote him in. The lion mauled its way in. Every other animal is like, but when you see a lion in its prime, like you really don't want, you don't want to know that. You ain't about that life, but you don't want to smoke. I'm just telling you straight up. You don't want that smoke, bruh. A full-grown male lion in his prime, no animal really want that smoke. Now, if you back them in the corner, you got to do what you got to do. But all I'm saying is the lions were designed to kill, to maul, for whatever. I mean, that's the way it is. They are just teeth and muscle. So you, like the lion, are designed for something. Most of us are engaged in activities that we ain't really supposed to be engaged in, so we got to work. We got to put forth energy and effort. That's why, like I said, I'm kind of happy in a way. I hate people to go through adversity, but eventually, you're going to try everything, borrow money, do all this stuff. But eventually, when you run out of options, holler at your boy. Why? I'm going to tell you whose you are. And I'm going to tell you who you are. Not based upon but based upon your blood. Based upon the cell salts. Based upon, now you was in your mammy, well, my bad, my apologies. You was in your mother's womb for 9 months, but how many months are there? Well, there's a couple of months that you might have, you might miss some cell salts on me. So I'm going to tell you what that is too. And most people eat for their tongue. They don't eat for their blood. You should be eating for your blood type, bro. Not your tongue type. Now, remember, we're under the Greco-Roman system. But we ain't Greco-Romans. We are Kivilans. So we should be under the Ethiopian system. So your date of birth might be a little off, bro. I'm just, pondering. So you might be underneath the wrong system. And each letter in your name is an emanation. There are no vowels in the ancient text. There are no A, E, I, O, U. So how many vowels is in your name? So the number of vowels in your name establishes your lane. Because the vowels are feminine. We live in a patriarchal society. We don't live in a matriarchal society. They took out all of, that's why we got Yahushua the HaMashiach. To bring back in Sophia, other feminine energy. Another study for another time. But what's the point, Doc? What's the point? Well, what I do for a living, I can do this all day. I just, stop for a restroom break, give me, something to eat, hydration. I can go nonstop. As anybody knows who's been following me for the last 30 years, they know that Negro can talk. And when people meet me, they're like, I'm a quiet dude. I don't say nothing unless you ask me a question. That's why don't ask me no question, bro. Because if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. Now, I'm not going to give you the King James Version. You may be a little disappointed. I'm going to give you the real deal Holyfield. I'm going to give you the, prior to 1611 version. I'm going to give you the hidden esoteric truth. I'm going to break down the etymology of the question. Now, you may be a little concerned because you be like, I ain't never heard that before. Why? Well, you haven't tapped into the truth, or not you personally, but the truth hidden. But it's hidden in plain sight. We just don't like to delve 7 layers deep. Some of us, not you, Brother Mwanga. I know you know what I'm talking about, my brother. But there's some folk out there, Brother Mwanga, they too busy. They don't know how to study to show themselves approved. They listen to a reverend, a doctor, a bishop, or a master teacher 33. Now, I'm a pretty knowledgeable dude, but I don't recommend you listen to nothing that I say without double, triple checking it. Thankfully, I got 100 G's. that I give you if you can prove me wrong. I got $100K, $100,000 I will give to the Negro or the non-Negro that can prove me wrong in any areas of wealth, health, wisdom, and relationships. 100 grand. Listen to what I'm saying. Then go research it. 100 grand if you can prove me wrong, Negro. 100K to the Negro. Now, I've been saying that for 20 years. Brother Milwaukee, 20 years. I ain't had no takers yet, bro. And all the ones I got, they got smoked. How come? Well, if it's out there, now, especially with AI, bruh, I'm going to do my due diligence, is what I'm saying. So, it's like this book. Now, just an example. What's going on, Sister Pam? Now, most people don't know that the Ruach, the Pneuma, all of the stuff that's coming down right now, artificial intelligence, AI, this is just history repeating itself. Most people don't know that in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelations, it tells you what AI is. It tells you about AI. The Bible tells you about UFOs. The Bible is a book about, really, UFOs, really the Old Testament. Now, that is the word or the pictograph inside. Now, remember, you want to get this book too, 50% off, anybody that don't already have it. I think this is like $1.99 because it comes with the what's called, we'll say $50 today. Just, make the payment at the website, masterteacher33.com. Whatever it is, 50% off. Now, you should look this up, though. Remember, 100 grand to the Negro or the non-Negro that can prove me wrong. Now, I copyrighted this book a long time ago. Now, this is one example of many why you got to come see me. No rush. Take your time. Because when you look this up, also you want to Google this guy named Mario Bigolino. Google that dude or watch his YouTube videos. Then look at the ancient Samaritan text. Can y'all see that? I think it's backwards. Let me flip my phone around, man, because I gotta show you this before we go on to the good stuff. So according to the Samaritan pictograms, the term Ruach, now remember that means spirit in the Bible. Ruach and Pneuma, that's the animating principle of the body. So you're animated by this thing. Ruach looks like a spacecraft hovering over water. So according to Mario Bigolino, now if you don't know who that is, again, you gotta Google it. Do some research. He ain't no newcomer to the game. So Mario Bigolino broke down that the Vatican translators said until he Brother Mavis, what's up, my brother? My brother from another mother. What's up, man? Brother Mavis, what's going on, dog? How you been living, bro? So it says, just like John Allegro. Now remember, those two names, Mario Bigolino, John Allegro. Remember, I got 100 grand to the Negro. 100 grand to the Negro, other non-Negro that can prove me wrong. He translated the Dead Sea Scrolls, not according to the Vatican's liking. So these dudes was commissioned by the Vatican to do some translators. And what they translated, the Vatican was like, oh, yeah. So they unalived them. We'll put it that way. Because the Vatican didn't like it. And so they ended up what? Unalived. How come? Well, y'all heard of the Animascaria. Y'all heard of the mushroom cult. Okay, another study for another time. But as you can see, it says that this pictograph, which is a true definition of the word Ruach, where we get in the Bible, spirit. So that word has nothing to do with animating principle of the body. That word has to do with a spacecraft or spaceship hovering over the waters. Now, I could go a little bit further down the rabbit trail, but I know y'all got things to do, so I don't want to bore you too much. We want to get back to the details of today's message. But if you pick up this copy again, 50% off, I think it's $100, so like $50. And it goes in and it starts talking about the lexicon recentus latinus. Now, that's a Latin phrase. And again, this is where God is from. So the Latin neologism, where it inserted this word, navast, Saralius, which means starship. Now, I'm just a country boy from Texas, Brother Mavis. I'm just a country boy from Texas, Brother Mavis. But down chimp, down here in Texas, Brother Mavis, we look shitness up, my brother. That's how we do it down chimp. Now, Brother Mavis has been doing all right. I always trying to get back. Hey, I hear you, my brother. I hear you, man. I hear you, man. And so, now, again, any Negro or non-Negro can do what I did and look this up. Now, I don't know why we don't. Brother Mavis, maybe you can help me out, my brother. That word means starship. Well, we get like flying objects, aliens, UFOs. That's just one example of my people perish for lack of knowledge. So in the area of what we're talking about today, the 3 tiers, where everybody on the planet eventually have to come and see me. That's why, Brother Mavis, I'm a very wealthy man, brother. Been, am now, will always be. Because I'm the only man in this space. What space is that? True, authentic, hidden, innate attributes and characteristics that gives you something where you become very disrespectful. You become very arrogant. You become very cocky. You have a disposition that said, I wish a mother... That disposition. Now, it's like the short man disease. Now, I'm vertically challenged, Brother Mavis, so I've always had the Napoleon complex. Then I found purpose. It was a wrap. It was a wrap, bro. Now, yeah, you really can't tell me nothing, bro. I mean, you really couldn't from the jump. But remember, I was born that way because I had to, I had to fight all my life, dog. I was a little dude. So big dudes like that, we're going to whoop this nigga, going to take his money. And I grew up in a mini hood, right outside of Houston. It's like a mini hood. It wasn't really a hood. It was, like a mini hood. It was like a little hood, like a baby hood. But they still had thugs, Brother Mavis. There was still Negroes that was trying to take your lunch money. Even though I'm from the country, there's country thugs too, Brother Mavis. You might know. Brother Mavis, where you from, dog? Where you from? You might be from my hood, man. But anywho, I had to learn real quick. Because for some reason or another, it's human nature. If you weak and if you jellyback, for whatever reason, it activates, especially black folks. They gonna punk you. It ain't got nothing to do with it's your vibe. It's your aura. Now, I'm a nice dude, Brother Mavis. I get along with everybody, homie. I ain't got no problem with nobody. Just don't put your hands on me, dog. You know what I'm saying? We could. Now, some folks, they didn't get that class, Brother Mavis. It's like when I worked in the Supermax prison. Thankfully, I worked in the prison instead of being in the prison. Because that was some stuff I did, Brother Mavis, back in the day, dog. I could have ended up in the prison. But thankfully, by the grace and mercy of God, I learned real quick in the prison. Firm, fair, and consistent. Brother Mavis, Northwest, man, I knew you. I don't know, did you go to school with BJ? I think you went to school with my son BJ, Brother Mavis. But anywho, Northwest, man, I'm on the Northwest side too. Bruh, I feel you. Born in Germany. I was born in right outside of Richmond, but we're in the same hood. So one of the things that I learned really, really quickly, Sister Tina, what's going on, my sister? Sister Tina, we're just breaking down how everybody got to come see me eventually, Sister Tina. Because AI is going to do with everybody's job. So if you ain't got no job, if you ain't got nothing, no way to generate income, and they're going to give you a universal living wage, so you just going to sit around at home and watch TV and get fat. So Sister Tina, we got to have something to do. So what I do for a living, Sister Tina, as you already know, this is what you should be doing for a living reports. So everybody got to get one of these. And then once you get the report, you got to assimilate it. Then once you assimilate it, you got to monetize it. Then once you monetize it, you got to scale it. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the 3 steps that you have to do now because the government, thank you, Donald Trump, is putting a lot of money in my pocket because everybody got to come and see me. Now, I like folk who say, not me, Doc. I ain't got to come see you, homie. I'm going to figure, I love people like that because I was the same way. That's why it took me, 50 years to get here. Brother Mavis, man, I ain't believe nobody, dog. I was like Doubting Thomas. Show me the nail scars in your hand, bro. I ain't believe nobody. Still don't. That's the good thing about being a non-believer. Somebody who don't believe. I need proof. I recommend that if you're not on the proof train with so much stuff going on, you're going to experience toxic shame. Guaranteed. You're going to get bamboozled. You're going to get conned. You're going to get tricked. So if you're not on the prove it train, and I need cosmological proof, I need theological proof, and I need biological proof. If not, I ain't interested. So what I got is cosmological proof, theological proof, biological proof. With 100 grand on the line, remember I got $100,000, I will give the Negro or the non-Negro that go through this, purchase this, and can prove me wrong. I mean, any of my stuff. We're just talking about purpose today because everybody has to come see me because everybody has to be themselves now because everybody else is already taken. So, Sister Tina, you can't be nobody else. You can only be you, Sister Tina. Brother Mwanga, you already been doing you. Brother Mavis, you already doing your thing, bro. So, everybody now got to show up in the marketplace as themselves. But you can't pay your light bill as yourself unless you monetize yourself. Bam. So you got to be able to take your product, your service, you got to take you got to be able to put you into a product, service, information that benefits other people more than it benefits yourself. That's why I come in. Now, you guys know I've written over 1,000 books. I got over 5,000 different products, services, information from all digital products. Why? You create it once and you get paid the rest of your life. So first base is learning who's and who you are. You have to become radical, though. You got to become obsessed. You got to be consumed. You got to be so confident because you got so much clarity and so much certainty that you have the disposition that I was talking about. That I wish a Negro would disposition. That's how you got to show up at the marketplace. If you don't show up at the marketplace with that disposition, you're not going to generate no capital. Because remember, you're a magnet. And people follow people who know where they're going. People listen to people who know what they're talking about. Now, I don't know a lot of stuff about a lot of things, Sister Tina, but there ain't nobody on the planet that's more learned in the area of purpose-based production than your boy, than yours truly. Because I've been doing it for 30 years. So once we knock down about 30 days to do tier 1, then we go to tier 2. Now, once you get a true like me, now that I got AI, now we can monetize this thing. We can grow this thing even faster and even better. So I'm just a conscious creator. That's what I do. So I get paid to consciously create information that's not readily available because it requires didactylos. Didactylos is a Greek word that means boring, step-by-step teaching. Didactic. Didactylos and didactic. So that's what I do for a living. For whatever reasons, Brother Mwanga, that comes easy to me. It comes easy for me to basically sit and go through word studies and trace words back to their beginning. Most people would tap out. Most people would get bored. And formulating questions, now they're called prompt engineering. So now I've been doing what AI is now doing. I've been doing that for 30 years. I've been my own AI. Now I have assistance from Claude. I got an assistant from Perplexity and ChatGPT. Now I can 10x my job. So now I can do 10 times the number of Dear Canary reports that I used to. It's still the same thing. AI didn't replace me. It just made me able to expand me. So we got to do the same thing for you. First of all, we got to find your purpose, your destiny, your diaconia that God gave you. That you are and you are the subject matter expert in a specific niche that's based upon your name and your date of birth, your place of birth, your blood type, and your life experiences. We take all that information, and then you, now I got to convince you to be you. This is the hardest job. Out of the 3 steps, finding you, monetizing you, then the last step is I got to scale you. I gotta make sure that people in China know you. So Tina, we got to scale. So that way everybody on the planet knows who Tina Fowler is. And they want to connect. Same thing with Brother Mavis. Same thing with Sister how you say name? For Shara. So we all have a gift. We all got purpose. We all got AI is going to force. Sorry about that. AI is going to force everybody to be themselves. Because now you can't be fake. Nobody's going to pay you to be fake no more. You have to be you. That's where we're going. Now, we ain't there yet. And so it may take a little bit before we get there. But eventually, everybody has to do and end up where I'm at. And that is, you have to be radically sold out. Now, most people are radically sold out for Jesus or Buddha or Allah or Hare Krishna or, Sufism or perennialism or, Seventh-day Adventists. That's awesome, man. Do you, boo. But when you finish, after you finish, twerking for Jesus, whatever you're doing, you gotta do you. Because really, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Yahushua, the universe is inside of you. Operating as you, manifesting itself through you. So really you and the universe, source, God, the big G, are one. You're an individualized version of a bigger version. You the Mac of the mic. But that's another thing for another time. So my brothers and my sisters, again, all of this is part of the, I say new, but it's not new. It's just rebranded. It's a Master Teacher 30 Wealth Creation Mastermind Group. All we doing, again, 90 days, 30 days at each tier on average. So that way you can awaken to your divine identity. That's going to give you unlimited clarity, certainty, and confidence in who's and who you are. Then you got to learn how to get paid for being yourself. Because everybody else is already taken. So you might as well get paid for being you. So you got to learn how to get paid for being yourself. And the only way that you get paid for being yourself is to realize you're a spirit. Now you got possession of a soul and you manifest through a body, but you're not the other two, you're spirit. And once you understand through spiritual alignment with your God-given assignment, bam, then that brings about personal mastery and divine monetization. That just simply means that instead of trying to get money, you be money. You are money. Money is just a frequency. It's what you frequently see. Money is a currency. It's what you currently are. So when your bank or your brain balance, which creates your bank balance, when your balance in your brain increases, then your balance in your bank increases. Man, I gotta get up out of here. This is your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, Brother Mwanga, Sister Fashara. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Tina, Brother Mavis, everybody that watched live, man, I appreciate you. Remember, you guys, if you don't have my book that really introduces you to a lot of the stuff I talk about. This one, I think it's $1.99 on sale today for, we'll say, what do we say, $50, $50. And also make sure, man, that you join my wealth creation group at tier 1, 2, or 3. It comes with personal one-on-one counseling. I'm going to work with you one-on-one privately as we go through each tiers and each step. As you can see, my stuff is not inexpensive because it's guaranteed to work. It has a triple money back guarantee on everything that I do and talk about. And I have a $100,000 reward to the Negro or the non-Negro that can prove me wrong. Man, I love y'all. I know y'all can do about it. Brother Wanga, appreciate you, my brother. We're going to see y'all at the top. God bless.